So we will start with the content. And hi everyone, and welcome to another live session from the series Engineering Qualification Validation. And this is session number 127, which means that for the last 127 weeks, I am here every week to talk about a subject in regards to the engineering qualification validation or any other engineering subject. Also about how you can get your first professional job here in Australia as well. And tonight, I'm going to talk about how you can prepare yourself for the validation process. But first, for those that don't know me, my name is Gerson Ida. I'm the founder of the website www.engineersinaustralia.com, a website to share content of value and useful information to help you in your journey to validate your engineering qualification in Australia. And I also share information about workplace health and safety, environmental management, day-to-day of engineering in Australia, and also about professional engineering recruitment. And if you haven't joined my Telegram group yet, what's Telegram? Telegram is like WhatsApp. It's a messaging app, and I have a group called Engineering Qualification Validation. And if you haven't joined the group yet, I will copy and paste the link so you guys can join the group. So join the Engineering Qualification Validation Telegram group. And in the Telegram, I usually share posts. I share some news about engineering here in Australia, pretty much about the validation process and also about some job opportunities. So I'll share in Instagram and uh, I don't know, it's giving some, gotta reload the page in Facebook. Yeah, it's interesting. And not sure why Facebook is giving me some mistakes. Okay, those ones in YouTube. And thanks, Lamvo, in YouTube. You're saying that you can hear me all right. Not sure what happened in Facebook, but it's not allowing me to post. But anyway, that's all right. If you guys on Facebook want the link to join my Telegram group, you can go to my Instagram profile or in the YouTube, and then the link is in the video description there. All right, and if you're interested in the in the free workshop, and the name of the workshop is I Want to Become an Engineer in Australia, you can register to the next event that's going to start next Sunday, the 5th of December. So you can register for free for the workshop. And the link is also in the comments. So I'm just going to copy and paste in there. So it's all good. And this actually, I'm going to show a little bit later on because tonight is how you can prepare yourself for the validation process. And I'm going to talk about the workshop that's starting next week. Because in the workshop, I will teach you in just 1 week everything you need to know to start your validation process. So a lot of information, and I believe a lot of very useful information to help you in this journey. And it would be good to know where you are from, where are you now, and what type of engineering you are. So we get to know each other a little bit more. For example, I'll start with myself. I'm Gerson. I am a civil engineer from Brazil, and I live in Brisbane. So if you can introduce yourself so we can interact a little bit, I get to know you and you get to know me. So again, I'm a civil engineer. My name is Gerson. I'm a civil engineer from Brazil, living in Australia. And feel free to put in the comments your name, your engineering field, where you're from, and where you are now. Perhaps you're also from a different country and in Australia, or still in your home country. So let's get down to the business now. And I'm happy to be here to share my knowledge and experience in how you can prepare yourself for the validation process. And once you guys put it in the comments, I will be reading out those comments here as well. So the first thing, what is the first thing that you should do? Do you know what is the first thing that you need to do if you're thinking or if you're planning or if you are already in the journey to validate your engineering qualification here in Australia? What is the very first thing that you should do? Even to participate in the workshop, it's going to be very important if you do this thing before you participate in the workshop. So let's see if anybody would like to have a guess. What would be the first thing? Igor in YouTube. He's a civil engineer, Brazilian, working and living in Brazil. Yeah, thank you very much, Igor. Yeah, thank you. And welcome to the live session. And thank you for waking up early. In Brazil, it's probably 7:43 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, thank you very much, especially on a Sunday. Thank you. Lam, my name is Lam. I graduated in industrial engineering and I live in Vietnam. Hi, Lam. Thank you very much for attending. And Vietnam, very lovely place. I've been there a few years ago and pretty much went from the south to the north. Very nice and beautiful country. Thank you. All right, so what's the first thing you should do? There's so many things that you can do to start, but the most important thing to do is to read very carefully the Engineers Australia booklet, which is called Migration Skills Assessment. And I'm going to show you on the Engineers Australia website where you can find this PDF here. And talking about PDF, what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to make this the material that I prepared. As you know, I always prepare myself. I'm going to show you the PDF that I'm going to give to you in the Telegram group. So it's important that you be in the Telegram group because I'm going to share this in the Telegram, the PDF, without any password and without any engagement in Instagram, because I think it's the thing to prepare for the workshop next week, so you should know. So this is pretty much the PDF that I'm preparing. That's pretty much my script. It's got the link for the Telegram group. It's got the link for the workshop. And this is the thing that I'm going to show you guys, how you can find the migration skills assessment in the Engineers Australia website. So I will go there. So what you need to do, you just copy this address, and then I'm going to show you on the website. So that is the website. And Gian in Instagram says, Hola. Hello, Gian. How are you? Thanks for attending. Would be good to know, Gian, if you are, what sort of engineer you are, and if you are here in Australia or if you are still in your home country. And you can send me questions. I will be answering those questions as we go in the live session. There is a question already from Christian. Thanks very much, Christian. But yeah, we will be answering the questions a little bit later on. So this is the Engineers Australia website. Once you go there, in the top menu here, so a little bit of tutorial now for you guys. So here says for migrants. So you click on that menu, and then there's a lot of information that I really encourage you guys to read before the workshop. And here you will find migration skills assessment. So you click on that box there, and then the first box is skills assessment quick guide. In this box, you click again, and then the first dot point, read the migration skills assessment booklet. So that is a step-by-step that Engineers Australia tells you to do. And the very first one is to read the migration skills assessment booklet. So let's click on that one there. And it will open up the booklet. The current edition is from March 2020. So here you will find a lot of information, pretty much everything you need to know to start your validation process. My workshop obviously is based on this booklet, and but the difference is that because I've done this many years ago, and I already have a mentoring program where I assist my students so they can do everything in a very strong way. I have a lot of hints, and obviously I digest this information, and then I teach my students, and I share with you guys here as well. So here in the booklet, you will find everything you need to know, the occupations, the pathway, English, everything here that you need. All right. So this is the first thing that you need to do, is to read very carefully the booklet. Very important. All right, the other thing that you need to do, and in the PDF, I've got then what you need to click. You click for migrants, migration skills assessment, the skills assessment quick guide, and migration skills assessment booklet. All right, so what else do you need to do? Also to prepare for your workshop next week, I will start, Sunday, 10 a.m. Brisbane time. Is going to be, I think, 11 a.m. in Sydney, Melbourne. And if you are in Brazil, it's going to be Saturday, 9 p.m., obviously at night. So, and there will be the opening live webinar. And the opening webinar, I'm going to explain how the workshop is going to work. And also, I'm going to talk about one of the biggest blockages in the validation process that majority of engineers they face. I'm pretty sure that 95, if not 97% of you guys face this big problem when you are thinking about validating your engineering qualification here in Australia. So be sure to attend the live opening webinar. And I'm going to ask you guys, did you guys already register to the workshop? So it's very important for me to know if you already registered. And if you registered to the workshop, for example, 20 minutes ago, 8:30, I sent an email of a reminder of this live session saying that we are live. Did you receive that email? Because if you register to the workshop, it means that you want to attend the workshop, you want to know about how to become an engineer here in Australia. But if you are not receiving my emails, it's because probably the emails are going to your junk mail box, so, or spam, so whatever, but it's not going to your inbox. So put in the comments, did you receive my emails, or are you receiving my emails? It's very important for me to know, because sometimes you want to receive the emails, but then you are not receiving your emails. So if you are receiving, please maybe write yes in the comments. If you are not receiving, please write no in the comments, so I know if you are receiving or if you are not receiving. Because if you are not receiving, it's a good idea for you to save my email address. First, check your junk mail box and see if you can find my emails there. As again, I sent an email 8:30, kind of 20 minutes ago, saying that I am live here tonight. If you didn't receive that, it's probably because it went to your junk mailbox. So go to the junk mailbox, get my email address, save in your contacts. Put my name and save in your contacts, so your email provider knows that you want to receive my emails. And if you are receiving my emails, that's good, because I will send the link to the live webinar to your email. But because I know that emails, it's complicated. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. That's why I created the WhatsApp group for the workshop. And also I've got the Telegram group. And during the workshop or before the workshop, I'm going to send you an email with the link to the webinar, and I'm going to send in the WhatsApp group. You probably noticed that the WhatsApp group was full. I had to create other WhatsApp groups. But thank God I managed to create different WhatsApp groups. I'm going to send the link in the WhatsApp group, and I'm going to send the link to the Telegram group as well. Lam is saying it's on my promotion box actually. Oh, that's interesting, Lam. Perhaps because I use Yahoo, it goes to spam. I don't really have a promotion, but I think that a Gmail, if you have Gmail, it probably has different types of boxes there. So thank you very much, Lam. Just got to make sure that you save so it goes to your main inbox. All right. Let's see if I have any other comments there. I think there was Christian. Yeah, Christian sent a question in Instagram. Jerson, I just finished mechanical engineer. I have no experience in the area. Do I qualify? Hey, Christian. Yeah, thanks very much for your question. And this is a very common question. I know lots of engineers that they just graduated, or even they graduated some time ago, but they never worked in their area. So they don't really have work experience. The good news is that Engineers Australia does not require work experience. You can start your validation process and you can actually validate your engineering qualification just with your academic engineering experience. So if you just graduated, you can use your academic experience. Obviously, you need to select and choose engineering experience at university that matches with what they consider here to be an engineer. And I'm going to explain in details during the workshop how you can do this. But certainly you qualify. You don't need to have work experience to validate your engineering qualification here in Australia. Thanks for the question. And the other question is, how do I attend the live opening webinar? That's a very good question because the webinar is going to start on Sunday, 10 a.m. Brisbane time. Those ones in Brazil is going to be Saturday, 9 p.m. And how do you attend? How do you participate? I'm going to do the webinar using the Telegram group. So I'm going to show you here. This is those ones that are in Telegram group. You guys probably saw already that I sent the reminder for the live session, and also I put a couple of pictures welcoming you guys to the workshop with the dates, and then for you to introduce yourself. So in this group here, currently we've got 786 members in the group. So what I'm going to do, I can even do a test now. I don't know, probably not. Or maybe I'll try very quickly. What I'm going to do next Sunday, you can see here, this is my icon. I can start a video chat. And let's say that I'm going to start with myself as a personal account. We'll see. And now we'll continue. So it's connecting. So those ones in Telegram, you probably got a notification in Telegram. And if you open the group, if you are in the group, you can actually join the call. So anybody there that in the group that is listening the live session and would like to join the chat just to see if it works. I can then turn on my video. I don't know if I can because I'm using the camera already, so I can't. But or should I try with? I will try again with the other one. I'll try to initiate the chat. No, I didn't. Yeah. All right, but I think that's how it works. You actually then, I will try to show you here. Where's the capture? Telegram. No. Where is that live message? Not that one there. No. Telegram. No. Yeah, I'll have to figure out because I need to make this to work. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think I bugged. So what I'll do, I'll have to probably create again. I will window capture, create new. Yeah, that now worked. So this is how it's going to work. I will create a chat, and then you can join the chat in there. So that's how I'm going to do when in the next webinar. And then you can chat and join with video camera or just with audio. I believe that the first 30 ones you can turn on your camera, and the other ones will be just audio. You will see what I'm presenting in the screen, but you won't be able to turn on the camera. Okay, so that's pretty much how it is going to work. I'll stop the conversation, and then we will go back. Yeah, we'll go back there. Just a second, guys. It messed up the configuration. Now it's all good. Yeah. So that's how you can attend the Telegram. I will send in the email the link and you will be able to join the chat where I'm going to share my PowerPoint presentation with the webinar content and we can then interact in there. And what else will be in the workshop? So I will actually show you guys the workshop website, which is going to be probably easier for you guys to see. So the workshop website is the one that I shared in the comments, angqualvalworkshop.com. So this is the workshop hub. So everything that's going to happen in the workshop, it's going to happen here. I'm actually going to probably copy and paste again because it's pretty important. If you guys can save in your favorites, if there is any problem, you can always go back to this website, and here there will be the workshop hub. So all information that you need about the workshop, it's going to be in this website. So if you're not registered to the workshop yet, when you go to my workshop webpage, you can click here to register in the free online workshop. Once you click on that button, it will open up the registration page. And the registration page is very simple. And sorry for that because I created everything, so it's not the most beautiful websites and web pages, but that's what I could do. So you're just going to put your email address, your first name, and then let's say I'm a Brazilian and I'm living in Australia, and then register. And once I click register, it will open up the confirmation page. And in the confirmation page, there will be a couple of videos there, one in Portuguese, another one in English. They all have the same thing. It's just about 40 seconds. Just me talking about the email that sometimes goes to the junk mail box. And that's why you have the option to join the WhatsApp group. So once you click on the join WhatsApp group, you will then you can click here and then you can join the chat. If you're doing obviously on your phone, you will be added to the WhatsApp on your phone. But I'm obviously working here in the computer, so it shows in the WhatsApp group. I will then obviously share all the information of the workshop, and I also going to have some not exercises, but I'm going to ask some questions, get some interaction, just to see if you're really interested in the workshop, because a lot of people, they are just curious about working as an engineer in Australia. And it's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. If you are curious and if you want to know, perhaps it's not in your plans now, but it could be in the future. So I'm here to also help you to understand better um, what you can do in the future. So going back to the workshop website, the workshop calendar is there as well. So we start with the webinar, and then we're going to have live sessions and the videos that I'm going to send to your emails. We're going to have Instagram live sessions. And here, where you have those icons, you can see they're all locked. Those are going to be the replays. Once we are having the events, I will unlock those pictures and you will be able to watch the replay. If you missed out or if you want to watch it again, you can come to the workshop hub here, and then it will be unlocked and you'll be able to watch again. And also, obviously, you can join the WhatsApp group from here. And also, there's a little bit below. It's very important for me. If you leave your comments You probably need to just log in with your Telegram profile here. And then I'm welcoming you to the workshop. Look forward to seeing you all Sunday. And here, the third comment that I put today, it's about a quick survey. It's just one question. What is your top question about the validation process? It's very important for you to tell me what is your top question, because when you tell me what your top question is, I'm going to obviously look at the SurveyMonkey results, and then I'm going to see what's your top question, which means that during the workshop, I can answer the question to you. And your question can be somebody else's question as well. So when I answer a question in the workshop, I could be helping not just you, but I could be helping many, many people. So that's why it's very important that if you have a question, let's see how it works. Once you click on that one there, it will open up. Simple thing, can take probably just 10 or 15 seconds. What is your top question about engineering qualification validation in Australia? That's it. You can put your question there. I don't know. What is the documentation I need to provide? So it could be that question there. And then OK, and finish. And then it will send the survey, and then I will be able to have a look and then prepare myself and tailor the workshop to you, because the content of this workshop I prepared according to questions that people they usually have. But if you have a particular question, I can customize the workshop to your needs. So very important that you put your comments here, and if you could please answer that only one question in the SurveyMonkey. And also I've got some testimonies from some of my validated engineers here in Australia. They all students of my mentoring group. You may or may not know, I've got an online mentoring group that I'm going to open a new group. A lot of people ask me already the question if I'm going to open a new group. I'm going to open the last group of 2021 during the workshop. So these are some of the testimonies. If you want to see and have a listen to what they had to say, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so angqualvalworkshop.com, that is the workshop hub. All right. What else? I spoke already about the website. I spoke about the SurveyMonkey. I'm going to have a look about questions. If you guys put any questions there. Yes, Setwick in Instagram. Thank you very much, Setwick. Have a question there. I already have a validation as civil engineer. Now, can I also get validation as a structural engineer without any experience? Yeah, that's a very good question, Sedgwick. You may not have work experience as a structural engineer. But if you go back to your engineering studies, and if you can select 3 very good examples of structural engineering that you did when you were studying at university, and if you write the career episodes addressing the competencies and emphasizing the structural engineering experience, you can apply again. Obviously, you need to write new career episodes, you need to write new summary statements, and you need to apply again and pay the fee, everything, and apply for the structural engineer. You just need to make sure that you write as per as you have to write to address the competencies required by an structural engineer. But you can without any work experience as long as you use relevant academic experience. And then Satwick also asking in how to get a job as a civil engineer. Well, that's the $1,000,000 question, Satwick. How do I get a job as an engineer? You know, first you need to apply for a job. You know, if you don't apply, you're not going to get a job. Yeah, Jerson, but I have applied already many, many times and I never got a job. So I know it is difficult, especially if you are not here in Australia. If you are here in Australia, it's probably easier because companies, they are hiring engineers. But you need to be the right engineer. You need to have the right qualifications. You need to have the right experiences. I have a friend that she works in a consulting firm, and she already messaged me many, many times that the company is desperate to hire engineers. And the company is here in Queensland. So the engineers, they need to be RPEQ, a Registered Professional Engineer of Queensland. I am RPEQ in civil, which means that I can work autonomously. I don't need to be supervised. And I can sign professional engineering services. But not every engineer is registered here in Queensland. So if you are registered, you probably have good chances to get a good job. And to be registered, you need to validate your engineering qualification first. So if you haven't validated yet, you are not going to be able to be registered. New South Wales and Victoria, they also started their registration scheme now. So companies there are probably going to start asking for registered engineers. So how to get a job? Here in Queensland, if you are RPQ, you have big chances to get a job. If you are not RPQ, but validated, you have good chances to get a job. But if you are not even validated, I believe that then companies, and because I hire engineers as well to work for us there, we don't even shortlist engineers that are not validated because we need them to be able to get RPQ. And to be able to get RPQ, you need to be validated. All right, we've got a few more comments there. Satwick, you're in Sydney. Yes, you're in Sydney. New South Wales, as I said, started the registration process from 1 July this year. So I encourage you, Satwick, to Google registration scheme in New South Wales and read the articles and information because in certain industries, especially in the building industry, you need to be registered now. They are giving some transition period, but yeah, for you to get a job, you will need to be registered. And I believe that Australia-wide, all states, Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria, now they are having registration schemes. But then Western Australia, South Australia, Tasmania, the Northern Territory, and the ACT, they will probably going to start having some registration scheme very, very soon. Leticia, thank you very much, Leticia, for your question in Instagram. She's asking nowadays, which area is the best there? Yeah, that's a good question, Leticia. Which area? Well, depends the region and the city that you go. If you are working in infrastructure projects, for example, let's say in New South Wales, not just in Sydney, but in different areas of New South Wales, they're having a lot of infrastructure projects. and infrastructure projects about roads, tunnels, bridges, subway or metro. So they are very broad projects. They will need all sorts of engineers. They will need civil engineers, structural engineers, mining engineers, tunnel engineers, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, geotechnical engineers, environmental engineers, materials engineers, production engineers. So all of those engineers are needed to deliver a large project and multidisciplinary engineering project. And then consultants that will provide service to those projects, they will also need a lot of other engineers as well. So all areas of engineers, they are really, really hot at the moment. So depends on the area, depends on the region. Here in Brisbane, we're having a lot of infrastructure projects, tunneling, roads, bridges, metro as well, a lot of building projects. So there's a whole lot of types of engineers that are needed here in Australia. But thanks for the question anyway. I'll just check YouTube if there is any other question there. And so I'm going to keep going with the content there, and conscious of time, 9:17. All right. So I think the key messages for tonight, how you can prepare yourself for the workshop that's starting next Sunday, 10 a.m. Brisbane time, is first of all, and I'm going to show the PDF that I'm going to post in the Telegram group. So if you're not in the Telegram group, make sure that you are there so you can get a copy of this PDF here. I'm going to show the PDF. Yeah, that's the PDF that I'm going to share with you guys there. So this in the PDF there will be the link of the Telegram, but obviously if you are in the Telegram group, you don't need this one. If you don't have it, if you are in Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, the link to join the Telegram group is in the comments. And also you can visit the workshop website, engqualvalworkshop.com, where you can find everything that you need about the workshop. The calendar, access to the webinar link, access to the videos when they are activated. And also if you haven't registered yet, you can go there and you can register for free. The first thing that you should do, go to the Engineers Australia website, and here's the path. You click on for migrants, then you click on migration skills assessment quick guide, migration skills assessment booklet, and then you read the migration skills assessment booklet. It's very important that you read the booklet. What else you can do? Making sure that you attend all events of the workshop. The workshop is not going to be just one day. It's not just one day. It's going to be, I think, Sunday to Sunday, 8 days. Here, 8 days. 8 days of events. We're going to have live webinars. We're going to have live sessions like this. We're going to have live Instagram sessions. And during the Instagram sessions, I'm going to actually give away 15 minutes of free consulting on the spot. So for those ones that are watching live, I will choose one or maybe two, and I'll give 15 minutes of free consulting on the spot. And also, next week, starting Tuesday, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, if you are following me on Instagram, you will see that in my last post, I said that next week I'm going to have 3 interviews with engineers that were successful in their validation process. I have Tuesday, I have a civil structural engineer that I'm going to interview. Wednesday, is going to be a production engineer that was successful, was approved. And Friday, I'm going to have a mechanical engineer. And then the week after, I'm going to interview another 2 engineers, I think. And then the week after, I'm going to interview another 2 engineers. So make sure that it's going to be on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram as well. Make sure that you attend those live sessions. They're going to talk and share their experience. What didn't really go very well and what worked really well in their validation process. All right, I've got another question here from Leticia. It's good to know that. Thanks. Another question is, are there good opportunities to get experience, or should I go with a large experience to get a job? That's a very good question, Leticia. Again, thanks for that. Australia is so short of engineers. Australia needs so many engineers that there are opportunities for all of them. There are opportunities for graduate engineers, those engineers that just graduated and they don't have any experience. There are opportunities for those engineers that they have a little experience, not that much experience. And there's also opportunities for those ones that are mature engineers like me. And there's plenty of opportunities. You just need to be, Australia is the country, especially for people coming from overseas, like you guys and like me. I keep saying to everybody, in Australia, you need patience and persistence. And you have to have the two, patience and persistence. If you're patient, but if you're not persistent, you will give up and you'll go back to your country. If you are persistent, but if you're not patient enough, you're probably going to try once, twice, 3 times. And then if you can't get it, you're probably going to give up and you go back to your country again. You need patience and persistence. And you need a little bit of money, obviously, to pay for your accommodation, to pay for your studies. You need to have money to survive here, pretty much. But patience and persistence, they are the key ingredients. If you don't have experience, it's all good. You may need to come to Australia with an open mind, and perhaps as I did when I arrived in Australia, even though I had a lot of experience, I worked as a cleaner. I was cleaning toilets. I was frying potatoes. I was serving drinks in bars and everything. I was cleaning carpets. I did a lot of work that is not for engineers. But I did. Nothing wrong with those works. I was making my money legally. I was paying my bills. My wife and I, we were actually very happy when we did that. We didn't have any stress. But, we studied as you did, 5 or 6 years. I did in 6 years engineering. And I wanted to go back to engineering. Took me some time. Yes, it did. Took me 3 years to get a real engineering job. So it's unrealistic to have your expectation that you're going to come here in Australia not knowing anybody and then you're going to get a job very, very soon. It's not normal. A lot of people, they do, and I'm very happy for them, but it's not normal to get a job as an engineer in 1, even 2 years. 3 years, 4 years, then start to become a little bit normal. So you have to have your expectations well set. If you're thinking that you're going to get a job straight away, you're going to be frustrated and you're probably going to give up and you go home. So you got to think about the long term. And you have options. The things in life is all options. If you give up after 1 year, what are your options? Well, you can go back to your country. I could go back to my country after 1 year, but if I then go back to Brazil, you know, I think that better to stay here and keep insisting. I love my country, but opportunities here, I could see long term that opportunities for myself and for my family was going to be much better. So, and luckily, I stayed and I got my job as an engineer. And today, I can do these things. I can dedicate a lot of my time for free and share with you guys my experience so I can help you guys to get your validation process a little bit quicker so you guys can get then a job a little bit quicker. It doesn't need to be 3 years, hopefully. So, but if you have a lot of experience, is good. If you don't, maybe you can get a job as a graduate engineer here, or even as a draft person, perhaps working with AutoCAD to start working with engineers. You can start working as assistant engineer to work with engineers and then get a job a little bit later on as an engineer. Australia is a plan for the medium to long term. If you're thinking about short term, unfortunately, Australia is not for you. Unless, obviously, if you work in a company in your country. Let's say I've got many friends from Brazil that they used to work in a company in Brazil and they got transferred to Australia because they also had a branch here in Australia. So when they arrived in Australia, they arrived already as an engineer, working as an engineer. So in this case, they came to Australia already with a job. So that's easy. But if you come into Australia as an international student, like I did, working as a cleaner or delivering food, Uber Eats, Deliveroo, kitchen hand, washing dishes and assisting the chef, etc., like I did, that's fine. It can be done. You just need to be a little bit more dedicated because you have to study, you have to work, and you have to work in your validation process. But it can be done. I did, and if I did it, you also can do it. And I did in 2005 when there was not a lot of information around. So, but now there's a lot of information. If you go to my YouTube channel, I have more than 150 videos that I talk about pretty much everything related to the validation process, how to get a job in Australia. So please visit my YouTube channel. If you just search Gerson Ida, you will find me. And if you like, please like my videos and consider subscribing as well because it helps my channel to grow and the content can go to more people. All right, I'm just going to double check if is there any more question. Hi, Matthias in YouTube from Byron. Yeah, thank you very much. We spoke this week. Yeah, on the phone. Yeah, thank you very much for coming. Any other comments? No more comments in Instagram, Facebook. I don't believe there is comments in Facebook. All right, guys. So I certainly would like to thank you guys very much. And I hope to see you Tuesday. And this week, the live sessions where I'm going to interview the approved engineers are going to be 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Brisbane time. So it's going to be 9 p.m. in New South Wales or Sydney time and Melbourne. And it's going to be, unfortunately, 7 a.m. in Brazil. So I hope that you guys can connect and then watch the interviews as well. And then don't forget to participate in the WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group, probably going to share the WhatsApp group in the comments as well, because I'm going to, where's my WhatsApp group here? I'm going to send in the WhatsApp group some challenges. Yes, I'm going to send some challenges in the WhatsApp group this week. And a little bit of a spoiler, some of the challenges, the people that participate in the challenge, I'm going to give 15 minutes of free consulting not next week, but the week after. So pay attention to the WhatsApp group. If you participate in the challenge, I will be doing some sorteio in Portuguese, and then somebody can win 15 minutes of free consulting on the spot in Instagram, sorry. So make sure that you join the WhatsApp group so you can participate in the challenges as well. There's one question here from Igor again in YouTube. What's the median salary of an engineer in Australia? Yes, Igor, that's a very good question. And what I'm actually going to do, let's see, instead of me saying, I will share this screen again, and I'm going to do live with you guys a quick search. Let's say civil engineer. Let's see if they have some salaries here. So people putting salaries, not putting salaries here. Yeah, there is one here. So Sydney, North Shore, Northern Beaches. Engineering consultancy firm inviting civil engineer with more than 5 years experience, $75,000 to $85,000 a year, plus super. Super is the like FGTS in Brazil, and usually is between 9. Some companies they pay 11-12%. Another one here, graduate infrastructure engineer. So that's interesting because obviously graduate infrastructure engineer, the word graduate means recém-formado, is fresh graduated. Paying 71,000 to 81,000 plus super. And that is in the local government, prefeitura, in Victoria. So another one there. So I'll see, I think, let's see what Igor said. Igor, he's civil engineer. All right, so I'm looking at the right one. Let's have a look at some of the other ones there. Industrial engineer, I think somebody, industrial engineer. Industrial engineer. Who said it was Lam? Lam said that industrial engineer. So industrial engineer, let's see if we have some salary basis here. Oh, industrial design engineer in Melbourne, $85,000 to $95,000 a year. So that's pretty good. Industrial engineer, big data decision specialist, $100,000 to $130,000 a year. That's pretty good. What do you guys think? Put in the comments. Is it good or not? If it's good, maybe you say yes. If it's not good, maybe you say no. Put in the comments. What do you think? Is it good enough for you guys? Process industrial engineer in Brisbane. Brisbane, yeah, obviously New South Wales and Victoria, they pay a little bit more. But here, 60,000 to 65,000. Operations manager, industrial engineer, 70,000 to 90,000. And there is a range here depending on your experience. Yeah, Leticia is saying, yes, it is. Yeah, especially if you are, I don't like to exchange and to convert, but the Australian dollar is about 4 Brazilian reais, for example. So if you think about 70,000 times 4 is 280,000 Brazilian reais. But I don't do that because here, obviously, your salary is in dollar and you spend in dollars. So just count 70,000. What others? Let's have a look at. I think there was somebody else put. Somebody else put a different type of engineering. Are you guys? Yeah, Lam says yes, it is. Igor saying very good. Yeah, certainly very good. Let's have a look. Somebody else put what type of engineers you are. Leticia, not sure if you told me, Leticia, what type of engineer you are. Yeah, you didn't put in the comments what type of engineer you are, Leticia. If you want to, if you can put it, and then I will seek here, and then we can have a look. Others Day, no, no. No, no. Yeah, Leticia is civil engineer. So we had already there. Yeah, there are some other, let's say mechanical. Mechanical is quite common. So mechanical engineer. Let's have a look here. 65 to 70,000 a year. Mechanical design engineer, 80,000 to 95,000. And I'm going to show you, I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to show you when you become a senior, let's say senior mining engineer, you fall back. Let's see if they put salary here. There's no salary there. Yeah, senior project engineer design, 102 to 125,000. Senior mining engineer planning. Look at this one. 170,000 to 200,000 plus. So any mining engineer here? No? But obviously the senior engineers, they usually more than 10 or 15 years of experience. Let's see if we can find any other ones there. Chemical engineers, they pay very well as well. They're not putting the salary range here. So as there are quite few civil engineers, let's see if we can find senior civil engineers. Yes, senior supervisor, 140 to 170,000. Senior civil engineer, 150 to 170,000. What about that for civil engineers? Is that good or not? Civil stormwater engineer, 70 to 90,000. Graduate engineer, so those fresh graduated, 78,000. Yeah, there's the ones pay per, I think, per day, $700 to $1,400 per day. Is that good or not? Yeah, so certainly, and I'll probably show you here. How many jobs did we see here? 2,786 jobs. So yeah, there's quite a lot of jobs. That's just for civil engineers. So there's a lot of jobs here. But obviously, it's not easy to get a job. To get a job, you need to be qualified, competent, with good experience. So I encourage you guys, and I'm here to help you to be there, to be in that list, to be able to apply for a job and to get a job. And I'll do as much as I can to share the information and to help you in this journey. So participate in the WhatsApp group. Did I paste already or not? Did I paste? Yes, I did. I think I did. Yes. So participate in the WhatsApp group. Next week, participate in the interviews that I'm going to do with the validated engineers and get some inspiration for you guys. And most importantly, participate in the workshop that's starting next Sunday. There's a few more comments there. Yeah, Igor is asking, Ali Mohammed, of course it's good to earn the same salary in Brazil. It's hard. Oh yeah, Mohammed, and it's really, really hard. I know, really, really hard for you to earn. In Brazil, the things are so expensive. $70,000 here in Brazil is the same as if you earn 300,000 reais in Brazil, because the things are so expensive in Brazil. Yeah. Igor is asking, what the difference between civil and structural engineer? Yeah, the structural engineer, they usually do more structural analysis. The civil engineers, they do structural design here as well. They calculate structures. The structural is more obviously complex. They do analysis. They analyze how the structures are behaving. If there is also a problem with the structure, they also analyze what's the problem and what can be done to fix that problem. Ali Mohammed, what about electrical engineering in Australia? The searching for professionals are high. It is. Electrical engineers, Mohammed, are very, very rare. I can tell you that the company that I work for, we're trying to recruit electrical engineers. It's very difficult because I work with infrastructure, traffic signals, street lighting, intelligent transport system, and this is an area that's very difficult to find electrical engineers with experience. And we're not paying that bad. We're paying for a senior electrical engineer, we're paying about $110,000 a year. So it's not bad. But even paying $110,000 a year, it's not easy. It's not easy to find engineers, electrical engineers. So it's certainly very, very important to have electrical engineers here in Australia as well. All right. Yeah, I think I ran over time, but I would like to thank you guys for your participation. I would like to thank you guys for your interaction. It's been almost 1 hour and 10 minutes of live session. I would like to thank you guys in Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday this coming week, 8 p.m. Brisbane time, I'm going to be interviewing Tuesday a civil structural engineer, Wednesday a production engineer, and then on Friday a mechanical engineer that they were approved by Engineers Australia. So please stay tuned, check your emails because I'm going to send an email with the link to participate, and I'll see you Tuesday with the interview of the civil structural engineer. Thank you very much, And I'll see you then. Bye bye.